Money, 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 money. Some people got to have it. Yeah. Some people, I say they really need it. Oh, listen to me now. Do bangs, do things, bad things with it. Oh, yeah. For the love of money, people will lie, they will cheat. For the love of money, people don't care who they hurt or be. A woman will sell her precious body for a small piece of paper. It carries a lot of weight. Oh, that me, oh me, that mean green, almighty dollar. Money, it is the root of all evil. Do funny things to some people. Give me a nickel, brother. Can you spare a dime? Money can drive some people out of their mind to the eye. Almighty Dana. Hey, YouTube. Hi, Alfreda Gross. Uncle Tim nephew. How you doing? God before everything. It's Z. Who is that? Solos by Tim Blank. Lord have mercy. Are y'all watching the news today? I know you can only stomach so much of it. But it looks like Donald Trump has this goddamn this tariff war he started all over the world where he's charged everybody these outrageous tariffs, right? The market did not react well. And then was it yesterday or today? Yesterday or today, last night or today, he decides to cancel the tariffs. He's going to pause them for 90 days, right? And guess what? You got fat ass Donald Trump up in his office with all the billionaires around him who work for his cabinet. Oh, he made 800 billion. He made 200 billion. And he's going around the room showing how many billions these people, these billionaires made. I've always thought, what is the interest of all these billionaires in our government? Correct? He done took everybody, pour out the guy, regular people. They all fired, of course, right? But he puts in billionaires that will kiss his stinking feet. Correct? Why would all these people, including the richest man in the world, suddenly be so interested in our government? Right? These are money lovers. You don't get to be the richest man in the world unless you're obsessed with making money. And all the other billionaires in there. And what the fuck were they talking about at Mar-a-Lago all these months? All these months he got billionaires for dinner every night. He got Elon Musk moving into the goddamn White House. I mean, into Mar-a-Lago, right? He got him in charge of getting rid of everybody who investigated him. They got billionaires all over the goddamn White House, right? Why? Why would a billionaire, a person in charge of multiple corporations, be so interested in planting their interests in the White House, in government? Because of the money. So he's pointing out all the people. Now they're accusing him of insider trading because he came online and said today would be a good day to buy flippantly, right? I would be willing to, if I had $1 million, I would put it all on the table right now. That before he made that little announcement, the people in his cabinet, all those billionaires in the White House, baby, they all knew. They all knew long in advance of what his plan was because no one else could understand it, honey, right? So you all gonna go and collect yourself a few $1 billion. Of course, they didn't panic. They didn't panic when they just lost $11 trillion in the 3 months he's been there. They didn't panic because they knew he was a scammer and he had a master scam, correct? So in one day, they could make billions of dollars. You made $200 billion. How the hell did you do that? because you had inside information. You knew that tomorrow he was going to lift these tariffs. The whole market was going to change. You sent out a tester a week before, right? Oh, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. A mistake, my ass. I'm not a great believer in coincidence, particularly when I'm dealing with shysters and scandalous pigs. You sent out a tester to see if by the word of your mouth, you could actually change the markets, right? And it worked. It was an immediate drop in the market, or however they term it, right? Immediate. 1 week later, here we go again, and this time you take all the tariffs off. You're nothing but money changers. How Donald Trump is a failed businessman. He's failed over and over and over again. He's always tried to start another business. He's always tried to sell every goddamn thing that was not attached to something, right? Even leading up to his campaign. Not like other politicians. He's out here selling tennis shoes. He's selling the Holy Bible, putting his name on the Holy Bible. That tell you that's a demon. Correct. He's selling bitcoins. He is so invested. How many billions did you make on yesterday, Donald Trump? You see, nobody can investigate them anymore because they're all gone. They fired them all. And not only did they fire the people who would be in charge of the investigations, including Elon Musk. What else was I going to say? They done made it where he can't be charged with anything, including insider trading, because he's the president, right? All this shit is all lined up. So now he is unstoppable, right? He just made these people billions, perhaps trillions of dollars in one day. Then he says it's only a postponed. Oh, this is a postponement for 90 days. So what happens in 90 days, Donald Trump? Do you hit him for another $200 million? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. $1 billion. How y'all doing? Hey, so sister number one show, God before everything. How y'all doing? He probably tanked the market so his buddies could make trillions of dollars. Yeah, I strongly believe that that's what happened. And those billionaires that put him in office, who it wasn't only Elon Musk. Many of them are in offices, in positions in the White House right now. Those people want a return on their money. Those kind of people who are obsessed with making money, their whole career is making money, their life is making money, are not going to just be thrown away on no goddamn politician's campaign for no reason, right? They need to investigate how much did Elon Musk make in this little, be quiet, in this thing yesterday. How much did the people who work at, all the billionaires that work in the White House now, who are in charge of everything, they ain't got no interest in us. They spend their whole goddamn life making money. It's always been about money. But every goddamn body in there, they got in charge of the what's that bald-headed one? He's in charge of the money some kind of way. He just sits there just green. He's brilliant. He's a star. No one's ever seen anything. He's starting to sound just like Donald Trump, right? They don't give a shit. They're going to go in there and do what is called a money grab. They got 4 years to go in there and take everything they could take out of the government, honey. Correct? Then the people who are voting for him, they have no understanding what this fool is doing, child. And he doesn't give a shit. He gonna get his and go. Why you gonna get it and go now, Donald Trump? You're 80 goddamn years old. When you leave there, how are you gonna be? 83 years old. You need to sit your ass down. Now you're trying to make a plan for how you can stay in office. Greed, American greed. That should be your memoir. But it dropped right back down today. And it's going to go up and it's going to go down. And they're manipulating the market because they're all money changers. Every goddamn one of them in there, they spent their whole life making money. And now all of a sudden they're interested in politics. Oh, they want to know, who's dealing with the seniors? We got to have senior housing. Oh, you have to have tax cuts for the poor. You think there people are really interested in that, child? One scam after another. Nobody investigating shit. They wouldn't let the Democrats do nothing. Honey, if the Democrats made $200 off of some child, they'd be investigated. These fools are playing with trillions. Donald Trump has been claiming to be a billionaire all his life, right? So now you got him in there playing in trillions of dollars. And you think he ain't gonna walk away? You think all them people that got together at Mar-a-Lago are not gonna walk away with major increases in their portfolios? They're hitting the government. If the people who were standing in front of him made 200 billion, how much did the real billionaires make from one stunt? So he got all the power in the world now. Dump owes them large tax breaks. That Doge, but Bull was delivering fast enough. Oh, the Doge wasn't delivering fast enough. They got the tax breaks, and then now they want to keep them in because they would expire very soon. He's gonna make sure that those tax breaks stay in, and they want to increase. So they have more. All this, give me more money. Give me more money. They're ripping us off. Oh, everybody's unfair. Oh, poor me. Poor little billionaire me. Right? It's all the money you can go grab. For what? Are you talking about new ways to educate our children? I'm serious. Are you talking about finding ways to lower these grocery bills that only grew so quickly because of COVID? COVID is over. You can't think of one goddamn restriction you can put on all these people who are gouging the supermarkets. What do you got to say to them, Trump? None. Because they're billionaires too. How are you going to put all billionaires in charge of the money? Child, is like putting all the crooks in charge of the diamond mine. Please. Oh, I don't steal. I don't steal. I would never do that. I would that fool has been telling us for 40 years that he's a crook. Donald Trump could not find one bank in America that would lend him money. Why? Because they've tried that before and they've lost. They've always lost money dealing with Trump and his greedy ass. He has to go overseas, right? God only knows what kind of deals he has with Putin. People did not get his ass elected. He was so confident. I said, why is he so confident about he gonna win? When Kamala's obviously doing a better job, she's growing better crowds, she's making more sense. He's barely even speaking, going to the golf club, and Trump performs like a comedian or something. He just comes out and tells jokes, right? How he's so confident he can win? Oh, you ain't gonna worry about it. You only gonna have to do it one more time. All that bullshit, right? Because the fix was in, Donald Trump. So here we got stunt number one. Well, actually, it's probably 30 stunts up until number one. Here's the first financial stunt. Correct? And who's going to investigate you, Donald Trump, to see how many billions of dollars you made in that one day transaction or that 1 week? Raise it up, take it down, raise it up, take it down. And every time that market changes like that, somebody makes a whole lot of money. Now, you think Donald Trump's going to keep that to himself? Because he's the one person that knows what he's going to do the next day. Nobody else seems to even know what the fuck he's going to come up with the next day. Only him. So only he has the insider information. Correct? Is that why he told them today would be a good day to buy? Code. What y'all doing? We missed you yesterday, Soul Sister. So now, Soul Sister, we have Jason is now a moderator. He came in yesterday because nobody was here. He volunteered to help. So we're going to give him a chance. We know he goes back and forth. Good Justin, bad Justin, good Justin. He said he's going to be the good Justin, but he's a moderator. Okay. There was also a situation where I think Tracy she must have got mistakenly blocked or taken out. She said she couldn't get back in. I don't know. It doesn't show up on my block list at all. I don't have anything on my block list. So please look into that. But it dropped right back down today. It's going to go up and down. Upside down. Girl, he's turning it around and round and round. A money changer. That's why he has no problem coming here and attacking DEI, because he doesn't give a shit about other people. But he knows that as long as he's attacking minorities and black people, that the prejudiced, bigoted white people will support him, because that's their main thing, is the hatred. He ran on hatred, right? He don't give a shit about anything that goes on in this country. You think he cares about our bridges? At least the Democrats care about their constituents. At least all their arguments are for us. These Republicans, at least him and his administration, all they thinking about is getting the money. Oh, everybody's ripping us off. Everybody's getting over. They all getting over. Oh, we can get that money. Get that money. You act like you're gathering the money for yourself, Donald Trump. Right? All we're gonna get from you is more people in the street. Mm-hmm. It's sickening, Reggie P. I mean, sure, no one blind. And then I see Sister Wilson over there. He said he's gonna be talking about politics and he's gonna be talking about entertainment. He's gonna be doing. Child, I went over there today because that's my main source of content. He somehow has turned this thing around to this has got something to do with RICO. Oh, RICO. Oh, the government's going to change. You got to worry about it, RICO. You getting services. Trump got to say everybody got to get a job. Everybody got to get a job. Got to be working. They got to be. I said, why are you talking to RICO? We're in a full out invasion of America. And you're trying this to RICO, and you think only RICO can suffer? You think because RICO gets his little check, that's something you need to be concerned about, girl? What about all the people who've been working for the government for 30 years? You think they're worrying about it, Jay Wilson? What about all the people going to lose these jobs because they can no longer make their products because you done started a war with China? All those jobs are going to disappear. Isn't that right, Jay Wilson? All the people on Social Security, too old to work. What they going to do, Jay Wilson? You think it's got something to do with RICO going and washing pots? Any opportunity. You said you were going to change. You told us yesterday, change. Oh, change had come over you. Where's the change in your life? You're still a fool. You acting like an asshole, and you making us sick. I need to be a songwriter. In one of my books, what's it called? Muse. I have one called Muse, where the screenwriter, he becomes a gospel music a writer. He started writing plays and things. I can act and act out and pretend in fiction. You always down for the song breaks? Thank you. Mm-hmm. He is. He over talking about you better. Oh, RICO, you better get a job. You working on them services. RICO's in a better position than you are, right? Every week you gotta worry about where you gonna work at. Ain't that right, Jay Wilson? Are you ready to come clean now about this scam you try to run about how you done got a promotion? Therefore, you are leaving YouTube. You're leaving the beef sector. You're elevating your content and all this shit, girl. Are you ready to cop to that? Was all bullshit, just like usual? You're just like Trump, one scam after another, honey. No morals, no values. Then you come on here and bore us with 2.5 hours talking about how your mom and dad raised you right. They raised you right. Really? They raised the loser? I'm sorry, people. I can't help it. I thought Jay Wilson had 401k. Why isn't he talked about how it's lost value like all the other working people? Oh no, not his. Everything is great. Everything is wonderful. What about your 401k, Jay Wilson? That's a good question, honey. You said you had one. You stopped talking about it a couple years ago because you had spent it because you almost lost that goddamn house, girl. How many times have you almost lost that house, Jay Wilson? Right? You had to go through 401k. You had to get a $12,000 raise recently, child. You tried everything. You're walking frontwards and backwards. You had the Cash App Palooza and all this shit. You done ruined the Cash App Palooza for everybody else, honey. We can't even get Cash Apps no more because of you and those like you. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell they got to do with Rico. The whole world is concerned about Donald Trump. I mean, other countries are concerned about Donald Trump. Everybody's concerned about Donald Trump for their work life, for their benefit life, for everything about their life and their existence, honey. And you come up with, oh, Rico, that means you got to get a job, Rico. That means what is getting a job going to do? What difference does that make? You ain't seen people losing their job by the hundreds of thousands, idiot. They lost 10K. Well, they should have got it back today if they invested in the markets. I don't know how you would handle it. I never had no damn stock. I guess some of the economists telling me don't do nothing, just don't do shit, because he's gonna be taking it up and down and up and down. And I believe that more than likely Donald Trump, they're cashing in whenever he got Ivanka running down there to the bank, honey, and they're making transactions every single time he pulls one of these stunts with the whole global economy. You can rest assured somebody is getting paid. They're all billionaires. Long conversations. You got to move Elon Musk, richest man in the world, into your hotel. Damn. Don't he have mansions and yachts and things he should be occupied with, girl? No, they're all congregating on the White House to take our government, because it means when you say to a billionaire, I'm in charge of trillions of dollars, money like you've never imagined, right? Maybe that might explain why they're so interested in the government all of a sudden. They ain't been interested in the government. Not until Trump got in office. Anyone who was planning to retire in a few months is out of luck now. I have a friend of mine. He was about to go into this retirement home, and the place is very expensive. He's waiting for his place in the place, but because of his investments, he could do that and live out the rest of his life in comfort, right? Until Donald Trump got in office. Now he had lost all his money and he can't even move. If they were to call him and say, we've got a bed, we've got a room, actually, they get apartments. We have an apartment, sir. He would have to renege on it. Why? Because he's lost all his money because of Donald Trump, what he did to the markets. Whether they come back, you think people are going to trust you with their billions of dollars? Knowing that you, with a tweet, changed the whole guy. He affected the whole world economy with a tweet. Hey, silence of the lambs. Silence of the lambs. My baby got a bath today. Be quiet. That's less than 10,000. It will take months to get some of it. The big money has the child. A lot of them people going and say, I just put my money in a shoebox. Take my money out of that bullshit. I don't got to be sitting here wondering every day how this market is going to change. They'd rather just have their money, right? Isn't that what doesn't that make the market crash? If all the little people were to hold on to their money and take it out of the stock market at the same time? Baby, if I had 30,000 and I knew I had my 30,000 was secure, I'm gonna trust it in the hands with Donald Trump. And he just makes a tweet. How many characters is a tweet? He's running the government through Elon Musk's platform. The big money has a great return. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Never did. Good. You lost money last time. Never did get what I lost. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to settle for a little bit of their money back. Pitiful. He's over there just playing. Don't you have a country? I mean, to run Donald Trump. What about housing? What are you gonna do about that? How much? What are you gonna do about housing? Or what are you gonna do about these food grocery prices, Donald Trump? Don't say that it's nothing you can do about it. That's foolish because it only went up because of COVID. Well, if you don't have COVID for an excuse, why can't it go back down? Damn, I can figure that out sitting here. If you were concentrated on that, and all these people that you have at your disposal now, if they weren't always just there to cover up your crimes and your bullshit. What else is going on, people? Let me see. What he done? You got to check the news every 15 minutes. Check the news every 15 minutes. The new talk is insider trading. They even caught that ugly thing, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They say she done bought just ahead of this big change in the mind, and she made a fortune. And her family members made a fortune. Correct? How'd you know about that, Marjorie? Because Trump done made promise to make everybody rich. He said, man, we have trillions here. We have $100 trillion at our disposal. Money changers. What did the good Lord have to say about money changers? We pay millions on his golfing. Fat ass. You need to get into a more physical sport, Donald Trump. Golfing, what you do? You just move your arm a little bit. Child, that gut. You need your have your ass swimming or lifting weights or doing something more than just playing golf, because golf ain't working for you, buddy. Right? Every time they show that goddamn body, I say, almost like I want to throw up. You look so disgusting. I hope they never let you come on here without that wig on. Can you imagine him without the wig? Because he's totally bald. With I'm sorry. Is that sewed into his head? Whatever. Comb it all back, child, and take all that orange shit off your face, and just beat Donald Trump, and let us see what you look like, and then nobody will trust you again, honey. During the first run, the people, they were forced to stop it, right? But they were circulating these naked mannequins of Donald Trump, and they were so lifelike, right? They gave him a little bitty pee-pee, but a huge ass stomach, huge ass nasty thighs, and all that. And it wasn't exaggerated, honey. It was very realistic. But the city made them take it out. They said it wasn't fair. The emperor has no clothes. We understand that, but we don't want to see it. Martha Stewart went to prison for what Trump did. Sure enough. How much? What she get? 5 years? But he done made it where everything he does is not illegal. Since he's a president, anything he do is not illegal. He can't be charged with a crime. He set all that up going into office. Stacked all the courts. Stacked the Supreme Court. He's extorting from the lawyers. Anybody who would prosecute him, people scared of his ass. He done got these people, these lawyers, paying billions of dollars in free services. Or he gonna prosecute him. But if that is not extortion, I don't know what is. Just can't have no peace at all, honey. All you can do is turn off the screen. Pitiful. Doing it right out in the open too. Next, he gonna have to feed the racists and the bigots some more red meat. So he gonna have to come out some kind of attack on black people again, right? Keep them interested. That's all they're really interested in anyway, is their hatred of minorities. Then they're overturning all of his attempts to deport these people. I don't know how what goes on here in his mind, but by accusing somebody of being a gang member, they still, at least here, they still have to commit a crime. You would think if they're a gang member, there should be plenty of red meat there. You should be able to find something to convict them of and put them away legitimately if they deserve to be deserve that. No, you want to just gather them up and throw people into concentration camps like you fucking Adolf Hitler or somebody. He tried that before, and no one cared. What did he try before, child? Let me see. You make sure nobody blocks Tracy. I hope she's okay. She came on last night, and said that she could come on with Tracy 3, but she should be able to come on regular Tracy. People want to come on with their regular page. So I don't know. We got to check on her. Last thing I heard from Tracy, she said she was going to church in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. You can go to church in San Antonio. You can go to church anywhere. Mm-hmm. It looked like pasty Humpty Dumpty in the Mar-a-Lago picture. Woo. I didn't know his weight. He got it where his pants are like across his stomach. Can you imagine that when your pants are way up here and a belt across to hold it up? Just disgusting. You won't go to the fucking golf court every weekend, collapsing the whole country. He probably say, "Well, I don't give a fuck. They don't know, honey. They don't know what I know." A few hours later, he changes his mind. Should the whole world economy be dependent on Donald Trump changing his mind? I'm with Donald Trump. Oh, they don't like my hair. So click. You made a 3-line tweet. And so now that country is under tariffs of $100 and something million, 100 and something billion%. He still think he's going to win against China. They got more shit from China here than they have from America. And who do we owe all these $34 trillion to? Donald Trump. You seem to talk a lot of shit about certain people, but who do you owe all this money to? How you going to borrow my money and then make me the enemy? Mm-hmm. The creators of Project 2025 are behind many of the executive orders. They've been working on it since Reagan. Really? The Democrats should have prepared for Trump after January 6th. Okay. Now, you all heard, though, Elaine, Donald Trump says 25. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I can't stand when somebody would look you directly in your face, or in his case, right into the mic, honey, and tell me he never heard of Project 25. He ain't got nothing to do with it. I never read it. I've never seen it. I know nothing about it. And then you get in office, and a week later, you're implementing it. And you don't give a shit. You're incapable. Donald Trump he got emotional problems, psychological difficulties. He actually believes his bullshit. He doesn't really believe it, but you know what I mean. He convinced himself, this is the story, and this is how I'm going to tell it, and this is how all of you are going to tell it. Right? Because everybody in the cabinet, they're nothing but kiss asses. They don't know. They have no idea what they're doing. They don't know anything about the goddamn government. Right? He got to tell them, go do this. Because he's convinced himself that he's the smartest man in the world. Or in his words, he is a, what kind of genius? He is a stable genius, really. And no one would never know what the actual motive of all these moves that he's making. He always said, oh, it was part of the plan. You got half of them saying it's part of the plan. Half of them said he got fed up because people were getting schemish and all this bullshit, girl. They all got something different to say, child. But yet you're the stable genius. I bet you the other presidents, they've got to be sitting back and watching their television. They said, oh my God, we could have stopped this. Going way back to Obama, honey. When he came on here with all that racist shit against Obama, right? He was a stable president. stable in his moves, correct? They had to know. They said, "Oh my, how can they even consider somebody like Donald Trump, a reality star, a convicted liar, a rapist? How would they make him president?" And Kamala called it out to a T. Everything you were going to do in the first 6 months, right? You ahead of the game, Donald Trump. What the hell else you got in store? And you just collecting the money, putting it away, I guess, in the Cayman Islands or wherever you put it at, child. Whoever you got, the minions you got working for you, child, collecting the money, making the trades and all that kind of stuff, child, right? You well taken care of, and you 80-something years old. What else can you buy, Donald Trump? We know you got to get out of debt. We assume that the debt has already been covered now since you've been in office, since your portfolio has quadrupled in the last 2 months. What are you gonna do with it? Pass it on? The kids are already rich. You took care of them in the first administration. Jared Kushner, how many trillions did he get? Mm-hmm. For the love of money, it is an obsession. Do not trust people who have been obsessed with money all of their lives. All they've been is businessmen. It's been an obsession, right? Now they're all running to the White House because Donald Trump is the president. And now you got a White House full of billionaires. And you think they're not interested in money? The accumulation of money. Oh, I never watched the markets. I don't know what is there. Did something happen? Did something happen? You know good and goddamn well what happened because you made it happen. Right? And you told them people, here's the plan. And this is what we're going to do if you get me in office. You had them all down to Mar-a-Lago on a daily basis when you're supposed to be out on the trail campaigning. You didn't spend no energy in no damn campaign. You spent all yours talking to the billionaires. Mm-hmm. There'll be investigation. When he's gone, they're going to immediately start all these investigations. People forget about all the investigations that were started when he left office the first time. He wasn't at home relaxing. He spent all that time in court. Every time he went to court, guilty, 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 guilty. How many days you do in jail? None. Y'all watch your Soul Sister's shorts. Are you keeping up with his Soul Sister? Go to her channel and go to her shorts. Mm-hmm. Some of us got to get it from our own people, honey. So we ain't got time to be sitting around watching TV all damn day. Some of us do, but it's too nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. You read the book and saw the movie. Oh. China isn't backing. I hope this fool ends up in war and people are actually killed. You know, that's what war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Same thing with the tariffs. What is it good for? What are you accomplishing, Donald Trump? He really thinks these people are going to go and build factories and plants so you can make little sprockets in on there, and all this industry has come back because you're living in the 1800s, Donald Trump. You're actually basing this shit on what happened in the 1800s. This is what frustrates me about people always obsessed with the Bible. What the Bible said thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, child. It's a whole different world, Donald Trump. Hell, we had our upper hand in the goddamn world, right? We were assimilating the things that we needed. They were assimilating the things that they needed. You had trade, right? Oh, they ripping us off. All because you didn't understand what trade is. It was working, Donald Trump. Everything was moving along just fine, honey, no matter what your ass say. The first thing you come out, every time you open your mouth, what they're horrible. What do you think we ignore what Joe Biden was in office, right? When he ran against your ass? I mean, before he ran against you, what was going on in our government? Nobody was complaining about no damn tariffs. Nobody was complaining about anything except for the goddamn groceries and perhaps the rent. Warning, your connection is unstable. Please wait while reconnecting. Y'all still see me? I got a warning that my connection was unstable. I can imagine how good the book is because the series was mind blowing. What series? What y'all watching? Uh-huh. What are y'all watching? I need something new to watch. Mhm. The Handmaid. Wait a minute. Project 25 is similar to the TV series The Handmaid's Tale. They want white males, right? Oh, that's true. It's called The Handmaid's Tale. Is that a new series? Uh-huh. Somebody got to make one of my books into a series, honey. Love and gospel music are murder. Beef sector. Kill your ass. The only thing Trump did was to bring the world together on this subject. We don't need this in the world. We don't need another hero. We don't need another hero. All we need is find our way home. Under the Thunderdome. Everybody say, oh, Tim, write a book inspired. Ooh, no, I would be too angry. If I wrote a book inspired by Donald Trump, he got a couple of mentions in my, of course, they're horrible, in my new novel. So right now I'm about 3/4 through my new novel. I don't even know what it's going to be called. I intended it to be part 2 in this latest novel, The Battle, but it's so different that I think I should just leave that alone and make it a standalone book. We'll see. Usually by the end of it, then you know what you got. Then you know what you got, baby. It's all, but I guess you're right, Elaine, because the book is all about politics. The new novel is all about politics, but local politics here, with a demon or two thrown in. Mm-hmm. Impeachment. Say it again, please. Say it loud. Impeachment and proud. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Hey, some people say we got a lot of manners, and some people say we got a lot of nerve. I say we won't quit moving until we get what we deserve. We've been beat. We've been stomped. We've been feeling bad talking about do the jabon. Devil's me if it takes 2 eyes to make a pass. But brother, we won't get until we get our share. Now say it loud. Impeachment and proud. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Ah, ooh-wee. You're killing me. Yeah, I'm waiting for that conversation. Impeachment and it's not Project 25. What's it called? When they can throw you out of office for being crazy or not able to fulfill the post. What's that called? Something 25. Amendment 25. When they can take a president away. When they find if they can investigate, nobody can investigate it. He fired them all. He done took charge of the FBI. He took charge of the CIA. Everybody who was investigating his ass, he done took charge of them, put imbeciles in charge of the departments. And he's gotten rid of everybody who would actually do the job. And he can't be charged with nothing. If they could only figure out that they're being played by a seasoned con man, maybe that's the way they could get rid of his ass. They could impeach. But what happened when he impeached? They impeached him twice. We saw it. And he just came back and just put his feet all up in our face again, child, and they made him president again. I kind of like that little James Brown tune. Say it loud. We were all in the projects with our little dashikis on with civil rights movement. But all the little kids, we made dashiki. We were going around singing. Say it loud. We black and we proud. Dun-dun, dun-dun. They should have been prepared. But they should have been prepared for this. I guess Trump investigating saw, well, these white folks are so afraid of not being the majority in this country. They hate the Mexicans and the minorities so much They resent DEI. They resent these people feeding their families. They had so much hatred in their hearts that they were willing to accept a Donald Trump. That speaks to the state of this country. There's still a lot of hate in this country. He had Klansmen, honey, rallying for him, skinheads. He had every kind of racist organization supporting him, and nobody can see it. Oh, that's just one small group. That's just one, yeah, until January 6th, honey. When they came through there with those poles, stabbing police officers in the eye. Mitch McConnell's responsible for Trump gaining so much power. It was Mitch McConnell. The White House is now White House for real. You know what, soul sister? Even since I was a child, I was asked myself, and I didn't know nothing about politics and continue to not know anything about politics for years and years and years. But I always said, why did they call it the White House? Right? That seems like something that came out of slavery times. The White House. Aren't most houses white? I mean, the majority of the houses in the country, aren't they painted the color white? Why did it have to be the White House? It's like white is the power. I always thought that was troubling. I wonder why no one's ever attacked that. If they can take all these statues down and all these Southern statues and all this shit, why not change the name of the White House? How about the People's House? I think I'm submitting, call it the People's House, right? The White, well, what is the significance of a White House? Does that mean as opposed to Indian House? Certainly no Black House. It's got to be white. He said he ain't leaving. I think what he means by that, he's gonna be the Elon Musk. But Elon Musk is only employed for 130 days, and they said it's gonna be pressed upon that he has to leave. And then I think it's the next 100 days. That's too long. Maybe he needs to go now. They are tearing up his company though, honey. It'd be really, really, really hard on Elon Musk in San Francisco because, as I keep saying, every 10th new car is a goddamn Tesla. So they're still riding them around, although there have been protests. There have been protests here, all over the country, and all over the world. Here's Elon Musk and his cars. And I guess it was a good car, but now he's got competitors. People say, well, hell, I can buy a different car that's not so politically connected for half the price and look just as good. What do you think of Trump's deck? Ooh, I ain't seen it, Elaine. Girl, they say it looks like like a casino. I did see the arm of some chairs and things. He got it all gold gilded too. Did he change the decor to all gold curtains? Everything is gold, like his apartment in New York City. He has that goddamn Trump Tower. Look like it's the Queen Victoria or some goddamn. All the chairs are thrones. This is a sick person. No, I didn't see that decor. I should look it up. I will after I get through with this. I want to see. I know he got gold. He changed the curtains to gold, the couches to gold. Everything is gold. He's got gold behind him. They're obsessed with money. These are money changers, honey. That is their obsession. All the other stuff is just a front to act like you're concerned with poor people, to act like you're concerned with middle class people, to act like you're concerned with workers, to act like you're concerned with the prices of rents. He don't care about that. He was in that business. He spent his life trying to get the prices up, except for up for the white people because the black people wasn't welcome. Everything about him just screams phoniness. Even his pastor. He got Paula White up in there praying. The last thing in the world this country needs is Paula White praying over it. Sow a seed. You got to sow a seed. She had the whole goddamn country sowing seed to her purse. Sowing seeds to her. She got a prophecy. Shows you he's not serious. He's not a serious person. So Sister Richard Nixon was the president when I was at the White House. You were at the White House? Ooh, that's going way back to the 70s. Richard Nixon. Another crook. At least he had the decency to leave. Trump would never leave. So they carry his big ass up out of there. Anyway, people, let me check the perimeter again, see what else is going on, child. Is there breaking news? Oh, the markets are up. The markets are up. Come back in 20 minutes. Oh, the markets are down. No one's ever seen anything like this before. I've been enjoying this woman. I've had it. Y'all watch her. It's two white girls. But they have a real thing about Donald Trump. Trump gets bad news on exploiting insider. Ooh, I'm seeing it a lot, babies. I've been seeing it all day. A lot of talk about insider trading. Insider trading. Maybe that's what they can use to get him. But he said y'all can't prosecute him. How about everybody else in your cabinet, Donald Trump? How about that Marjorie Taylor Greene? I just can't see that woman having no money. But I guess she does. I guess she does. Oh, you was 11 years old, Barry Addison. You went to the White House? Okay. Yeah, they always have kids come through there. What do you? Okay. Our money is vanishing into thin air. It's going vanishing into their pockets. Why else would you have a White House full of nothing but billionaires? Just to say that they are billionaires tells you what their obsessions are. But they're in their 70s, 80s, and all of a sudden they're interested in running government, the will of the people. Please be quiet, you ding dong. And they don't want to leave no paper trail, so they have somebody else buy and sell the stocks for them. They have brokers and things. It's Z. You watch them. Watch the ladies. They can't stand his ass. So I guess it makes sense. It does make sense that these news people, a lot of these YouTubers, they cover the same story. They cover Donald Trump every single day, right? So when it happens over here in the beef sector, and you see people always talk about a certain person, somehow or other that works. Get your focus together, honey. Keep the main thing the main thing. If Donald Trump is the main thing, keep it the main thing, honey. You make a lot of people rich. Anyway, you guys, I don't see anything else. I mean, I know that by the time I lay me down to sleep, there'll be more on Trump. But what can we do? Pray. Later, people.